Hello, everybody. This is the TTM setup, but this time it's not TTMs. I'm actually here to do a VR for Deedsy Breaks. Link is going to be down below. Check him out. Awesome channel. And Deedsy asked for a VR, and he wanted a showcase of the top 10 cards or books of your favorite player or comic character, because I've seen people doing both of them. And after I show mine, we're going to move over to a screen share on my computer, because he also said to throw 3 shoutouts to people. So I've got them lined up, but we're going to start with the cards. Now, as I was looking through, I weirdly don't have a lot of massive collections of a single player. Because I collected all over the place, never really PC'd per se. However, there was one that I thought of, and I actually have exactly 10 cards of him. And it's quite honestly, it's thanks to For the Polls that I got the 10th card. So we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at it. It just so happens that the player in question not only is one of the best hockey players of all time, but somebody that I got to see pretty much right from his NHL debut in 1990. And the man is still playing hockey to this day. He is 50 years old. I've mentioned him before. One of the greatest human beings of all time. Back in the day, the Lord of the Mullet Empire. And I am referring to, of course, Mr. Jaromir Jagr. As I said, no doubt one of the best players ever, arguably one of the greatest Czech players of all time. Great player, still playing at an extremely high level for HC Kladno over in the Czech Republic, the team that he actually owns. So we're going to go through and I'm going to show you the 10 cards of him that I have. We're going to go oldest to newest, even though the newest is slightly ironic. We're going to start off right from the beginning. The old 1990 to 91 score when Mr. Jagr first came over to the U.S. and joined the Penguins through the draft. We have a rookie card here, the first round draft pick in 1990, and they could not have picked a better one. So that's number 1 starting us off, House of Fire. And number 2, we're going to continue on. Another rookie card from 90 to 91. You can kind of see the mullet beginning to peek out there because the man had a magnificent mullet, and now has a magnificent slight mullet but gray beard. The old 90 to 91 upper deck, first round draft pick. Look at him, wearing the 90, although he would soon after get rid of that for the more familiar number 68 in honor of, sadly, the Prague Spring in 1968 is why he chose that number. Moving on, we've got us a Pro Set Platinum. And weirdly, despite the fact that he had a very long career with the Penguins and an even longer career moving on to different teams after that, 9 of these cards are Penguins cards. Don't have too many other ones of him. So now we go down to the 90 to 91 Pro Set Platinum. Getting up in there, who is he messing around with there? Let's see if we can figure that out. And it's the LA Kings. I can't really tell, but number 3 there. We're going to go back to vertical. And look at it. Look at the glory of Jagr on the 91-92 Stadium Club. Stadium Club always been one of my absolute favorite series. The mullet is getting into full force. The photography is beautiful. And Jagr, to quote the great Mike Lang, smiling like a butcher's dog. Moving on, we're almost to, I think we're at the halfway point now. We got the 92 to 93 score. And this is the Dream Team insert. And honestly, if I was going to draft a Dream Team, you can bet your bottom dollar that I would be drafting Prime Jaromir Jagr, because you couldn't touch him. Even today, I think he's still the oldest player in NHL history to score a hat trick. I think he was around 41 or 42 when he did that, but that was 8 years ago. Now moving on, another series, 94 to 95 Pinnacle. We got Jagr there, still looking kind of baby-faced, but on the back, look at the glorious hair. on Mr. Yager and the intense look in his eyes. The man was fun to watch, still is fun to watch. I still see highlights of him playing. Next up, we got the 95 to 96 Topps. Still with the Penguins, but it was in that weird time period with the when they kind of borrowed from the San Jose Sharks and went to that goofy penguin through the triangle thing, which I am not a fan of. You know, to me it was all about, right there, the mean penguin. Although the original uniforms, they were actually powder blue back in '67, and they had a nice little pudgy penguin wearing a winter cap or a toque for all of my Canadian friends. Coming around, wrapping it up, and this is actually the For the Pulls card that he sent me, a beautiful acetate on the McDonald's Ice, or Ice McDonald's, however they want to say, from 97 to 98. Acetate is my jam. Look at that, we got Yager, still looking awesome. Now, the penultimate card, this is the only other one I have, and it's actually kind of the dual one. This is the 2012 to 2013 score when he was playing for the Flyers, but it was his traded card because, as you can see there, Yager with the Dallas Stars. Still rocking the 68, still rocking the great hockey ability to this day, always is. And the final card I pulled recently, the unlicensed, as you can see, but there is absolutely no mistaking who it is, the 21-22 Pro set, the little box that came with the same 10 base cards, and, unlicensed again, so no logo, but we all know who that is, don't we? Yeah, the black and gold, we know who the black and gold is. Sorry, Boston, but they claimed, we had the black and gold first. Well, actually, no, you didn't. That's why we were allowed to have it when we came back in '67, although, like I say, initially it was powder blue. But because Pittsburgh had a hockey team, I think back in the 20s, that also repped the black and gold like the Pirates did and the Steelers would in the 1933 when they came in. So there you go. That is the first part of the VR for Deedsy Breaks. Hopefully you enjoyed my little Yager collection. And we're going to take a pause here. We're going over to the computer, and we're going to do some shout-outs. So see you over there. All right, and we're over at the laptop, and we're continuing on with the VR for Deedsy Breaks. As you can see, and again, I'm pointing like you're able to see it, but you cannot because I am on the screen. So we're going to do that. We got the Deedsy Breaks right there, sitting at 140 subs. Hopefully a lot more people see it. Let's get him moving up to 200 and then even more beyond. Looks like he just posted a mail day video the other day that I have not caught up on. Very, very active member in the community. He's doing a lot of VR stuff. There's one for Brian LCS, the Spider-Man covers. He's a big Mariners fan, always looking for Mariners legends, including this gentleman right here, that Ken Griffey Jr. fella. Now, the other part of his VR, in addition to the top 10 players that he liked you to have shown, he also said he would like 3 shout-outs with the proviso, one of them being under 100 subs. So we're going to start off, and we're going to go with shout-out number 1, a channel that I've been following for a while now, T&D Sports Cards. Tons of openings, a lot of vintage stuff, as you can see right here. He's at 488. Let's see if we can't get him up to 500 real quick. But he does modern, he does old stuff. Look at that, 78 basketball. On a lot of these packs, I've never actually seen the packs themselves. I've seen the cards, but never the packs. Like, I'd never seen a 78 Topps basketball, the 82 OPG. Just tons of good stuff. And even these guys here, those big poster cards. I know they did a Roberto Clemente one that I am definitely looking to pick up one day. So that is shout out number 1, T&D Sports Cards. There's going to be links to everybody down below, so please check them all out whenever this video is over. We're going to jump over the tab here. We're going to go to another one, just crossed over the 300 sub mark, and Shoebox Legends. I've referenced him in a few videos. He is a big Red Sox fan, and if you're looking to get some knowledge dropped on you, I recommend going to Shoebox Legends because he is going to tell a lot of good stories. I'll just switch over to his videos tab real quick. tons of stuff. He does slabs, what he calls the slab and gab. He has a bunch of amazing looking slab cards, aka graded cards for people not familiar with that term. Highly recommend going and checking it out. Plus, let's see if we can find one. Every now and then, he does some ripping with Leo. And up to this point from the channel that I have seen, Leo has not been that impressed with the openings, but he's going to get Leo yet. So definitely check out Shoebox Legends. And the final one for the under 100 sub one. This is a new sub that I found recently. Again, just posted a video recently, so I got to check that out, is Gum Stained Sports Cards. As you can see right there, at 71 subs, we need to get them up over 100. They do a lot of fun openings, and when you can open with family, it's just all the better, because I remember when I was a kid, just how much fun it was to open sports cards. Even if we weren't doing it with our parents or anybody else, if we were just doing it by ourselves or doing it with our friends, it was a lot of fun. And thankfully, that love for the hobby has continued on with all of us through the end, through the years, so going even from the 80s up until the 90s. You get the picture, because I'm a little older. But it is great to see youngsters still getting really involved in sports cards. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm throwing my shout out for the under 100 category to Gum Stained Sports Cards. And excuse me, as I record this, as you can see, like I said, he is at 71 subs. So let's get him up to 100. Shoebox Legends just crossed over to 300, so we're going to keep him rolling on the way to 400. And T&D Sports Cards is at 488. Let's get him up to 500. And while we're at it, go down and check out Deedsy Breaks if you haven't already. He's at 140. We need to get him up to 200. So that is my VR. Deedsy, hope you like it, man. I really appreciate you. I know you gave me a shout out actually in this video right here, the top 10 Spider-Man covers. So I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. We're just going to continue to spread the community love, man. And everybody go check out the channels down below. Deedsy Breaks, T&D Sports Cards, Gum Stained Sports Cards, Shoebox Legends. All the links are down below. Go down, give them a look, give them a sub, and just everybody have a good one. We'll catch you next time.